This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Toxic Crusaders Ultimates figure, Toxie from Super 7. Now this is a figure I cannot wait to get my hands on, as I have been waiting many years to check it out with you guys. But before we crack this thing open, I want to take a closer look at the packaging. Alright guys, so I just wanted to show off the packaging real quick here in case you haven't really seen it. So we come in this like really nice boxed packaging with a really cool image, a spot varnished image of the Toxic Crusaders logo. That is just classic. I love that. And you can see it kind of like shining in my light here. But it's really just like this ooze, like oozing over the box, which I think is so cool. That was a really big theme for these figures back in the day. Got the Super 7 logo here. And it's pretty much all you see is that slime kind of creamed up all over the box like that, which looks really nice. But we can actually slide this off right here like so, and then we can reveal our Toxie figure like that. And man, how impressive does this look? I am so happy that we even have this. Like, who would have thought in 2020 we would be getting new Toxic Crusaders figures? That's insane. But the box looks really nice. I love just the simple blue background up again there. We saw all those different accessories. We got a nameplate with a Toxie like that, and I love the stripes that we got going. Very reminiscent of that vintage packaging, so that looks really cool. We got the spot varnished Toxic Crusaders logo like there on the top. At the bottom, we got Super 7 and some other mentionables like that. Nothing really on the sides besides the stripes. And we got this like warning sign right here, Toxic Crusaders. Warning, this package contains Toxie, the likable, lumpy-headed hero. So that's super cool. I am so freaking excited for this. I have been waiting for this for such a long time. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open and see what we have inside. And here's Toxie out of the box. And man, I am so stoked to add this to the collection, as this is a figure that I never thought we would see a resurgence of. The Toxic Crusaders are very special to me, and Super 7 has given us an incredible piece here. So with this guy finally in hand, let's take a closer look at Toxie. Alright guys, so let's take a closer look at Toxie here. And man, again, I can't believe we're getting this in 2020. This is something that I thought we would never get an updated figure of, and it's here, and it is incredible. This is such a cool piece. I'm so stoked with this. So everything about the sculpt just looks on point. It looks a lot like that vintage figure, and I'll bring that in a second. But the tearing of like his shirt and the tattering at the bottom all looks really good. All these like boils and lumps and things like that all over his body look killer. The red, white, and blue straps on this side, the yellow strap on that side is just perfect. The tear on the pants, all the sculpt, even like texturing and things like the pants itself actually look really good. You can see that looks really nice. The boots have those yellow straps there. I love how even the feet, you can see them peeking through like that with slime coming through like that, or like he stepped in slime. I love that, man. Everything about this piece just looks killer. The back right here again looks really good. I love the paint on this. Everything about this just looks really nice, man. I know some people have a little bit of issues with that kind of like semi-glossy like body skin for some of the figures that Super 7 makes, but I think for the Toxie, it's not too glossy, but you can see there is a little bit there, like especially on the chest and things like that. I think for this character, it actually works really well, and it works in this character's favor, so I really dig that. So I love this a lot. So what I should go and do here, I should go ahead and bring in the vintage Toxie right here, and you can see the comparisons of how they just nailed it, man. They did such a good job capturing that vintage figure look right there, which is really cool. And you can see the feet, the paint on the ooze or slime on the bottom, the open toed like that right there, and the tearing looks really nice. Again, the red, white, and blue straps on that side, the yellow strap on that side right there, all looks super good, man. I am loving this vintage figure like that. The one thing I will say, on the vintage figure, I don't think I have it on this one, obviously. I'm pretty sure, wasn't there a little Planet Earth sticker on this version? So I kind of wish we had gotten that on this version. Let me see real quick, because I actually do have a second Toxie. Yeah, but you can see the stickers kind of like coming off on this one, so this one's not as in good shape, but still, I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be like a Planet Earth sticker on there like that, but they didn't get that. But what I also noticed right here, like you can see like a painted blob that's supposed to be right there on the vintage foot. They didn't paint that, it's just orange, so I don't know if they missed that, or that was intentional, I'm not sure. So there's a little bit of green blob right there, unpainted. And what I do wish they also did, I wish we had kind of got like the splatter effect paint that you see like on the ooze, and the slime kind of just splattered all over the pants and things like that. That was a really big thing with the vintage figures. I wish we had gotten that on this too, because that would have been really cool, just to add that extra dimension, that extra oomph, because that was one of those things that was very defining of the old toys. But still, like, oh man, this thing is so cool. I have been having so much fun with him since opening him up. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk his accessories real quick. So we do get a head sculpt that looks really, really nice. I love this a lot. The bandana going around looks very, very cool. The teeth, that more bugged out eye looks great. I really dig this a lot. What's really cool about both head sculpts that we do get, the bulging eye is glow in the dark. So if you turn off some lights, or if you have a black light, you can shine that on there, and it glows very, very well. I love how that turned out. Again, just like that vintage figure with a glowing eyeball. And I think this works really, really good here. So you can change these out fairly easily, just on a simple ball peg like that. And they pop on and off very, very easily. And you can pop this one on right here, which is a little more like reminiscent of like the movie, you know, without the bandana and things like that, or the cartoon rather. So without the bandana looks really nice, but that still looks really good too. So, you know, just having both the options of doing whatever you want to do, I think works very nicely. But for me, I'm partial to that old school toy feel with the bandana, so definitely going to have that on right there. All right, so I'm going to put him aside right here because we got a lot of stuff to run down. Well, actually, I'll run this though. So we got that harness that we got with the same thing with on the vintage figure like that. So we got that one for here. So what you actually want to do, you're going to have to pop the head off and then slide it through like that, over the shoulder like that. Just line it up properly like so, and then you get that head, pop that back on. There's nowhere to unpeg the strap itself, so you kind of have to slide it on that way, but you get it on there, and again, just like that vintage figure with that blue strap like that. I love that so much. We get things like his little tank canister grenades, which are super cool. I love these little things. These were so many things, so many times. So many people lost these ones from the vintage figure. Actually do have mine too. I just can't find them, but I swear I do have them. Those look really nice, little star sculpt on there. You can see the little ooze canisters coming out like that. And they do have the little slits right there on that blue strap. You can see that, where you can like slide these in right there, and you know, peg them all or slide them all on there. They're a little tight because of the sculpt and whatnot, but you can do it. You can hang them all on there, and you'll see some pictures later on where they're all hanging across his chest like that, but that's really, really cool. We also do get this little guy. If I remember, go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. Is his name Blobby? I'm pretty sure that's his name, right? But he looks super cool too, done in this really nice clear plastic with the eyes and the tongue bringing out. Just looks super awesome. I love that a lot. Now, if I bring in the vintage one right here, you can see the difference like that. The vintage one was glow-in-the-dark plastic. This one sadly is not, so I'm not really sure why they went this route. I do have the glow-in-the-dark Toxie coming in, so I can't remember off the top of my head, so maybe that Blobby is actually glow-in-the-dark, which is more like the vintage one, but still, this looks really cool, really nice update to that little minifigure like that. So you see a little peg hole on the bottom of that. We have that same peg, just like on the vintage figure. We could pop this on here, so Blobby can stand on his shoulder, which is awesome. I was really wondering if that was going to be a thing, and they did it, and it looks really, really good, so I dig that a ton. Now, we also do get an alternate little belt here, but it's actually that like tutu that you see in like the movie, just a black tutu thing you can pop on like this. So it just wraps around the waist like so, and that actually does peg onto the back like that. It actually holds on there very, very well. So that's cool that we do get the option of having different versions of the character in displays. So that's really, really cool. I probably won't be using that. So it is pretty cool that we do get the options, though I'm never going to complain about getting extra accessories, you know what I mean? So we also do get his shield. The shield is fantastic. Very much like the vintage design with that orange plastic like bubbles and blobs. Toxic Crusaders emblem like that looks really, really good. It looks like it's painted black, and then they have like this decal kind of like printed on the Toxic Crusaders logo. You got that like pipe for the handle, which looks really, really nice. So we bring in the vintage one like so. You can see they're pretty much the exact same thing, but also they're pretty much like the same size here, which is surprising. Again, you can see the pipe like that, which is really, really cool. This is the vintage one right here. We have the modern one like that. So it's pretty crazy how similar these are in scale, considering how different in size the actual figures are. So, but still, this looks awesome. You can hold that in either of his hands like that, and he holds that into it nice and tight, and that just looks so good, man. I'm loving this so much. And then I think last but not least, probably Toxie's biggest accessory and most popular accessory is his mop. I love this because he was basically just a janitor, right? So this looks really, really cool. I love how they sculpted all the little threads like this. Just looks really, really nice. I love this so much. It does not have that little slime feature that you could, from the vintage figure, you put a little slime in the top and you squeeze it through and it comes out to the top. Sadly, we can't do that, but it still looks really, really cool. You can pop that again in either hand, and he has a nice tight grip on there, and that just looks really, really cool. What's also really nice, we do get that hole for the mop, just like the vintage figure again, and you can slide that through there, and you can holster his mop on his back, which is super dope. Again, just like the vintage figure, I love that we have the option of doing that. What's also cool, we do get the little American flag, again, just like that vintage figure, but this time it's more like a little piece of plastic with like an American flag decal printed on there like that, and this will just clip on there like so. I actually like this method, the way they designed this, so that way you can have it without the flag or with the flag, however you want, which looks really nice. So I can actually bring in my vintage mop right here, which is really, really warped, but you can pretty much see the similarities and the differences and really how they upgraded this, which is really cool. And a lot of times this vintage mop is usually missing this American flag sticker, because that's all this really is a sticker that flaps around there. So it's really cool that we have the option to display it with or without. I just love that so much. So really cool accessories. I think one thing I kind of wish he came with a stand. That's being nitpicky. That's just me, but that would be something I would have loved to include. But still, everything that we do get is really, really awesome. Alright, so now let's run down his articulation. So his head is on a ball joint, so it rolls around a little bit. You're mostly going to get left and right like so, up and down, a little bit of head wobbling in there. Arms go full 360, up and out that far, rotation at the bicep, single bend at the elbow, rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We get an ab crunch that crunches forward about that much, back about that far, a swivel at the waist. We got hip joints that kick forward about that far, back about that much to do the splits about that far, rotation in the upper thigh, single bend at the knee, rotation at the boot, ankles go up, down, and a really good ankle rocker. So I mean, if you have any type of the like Masters of the Universe Classics figures, you'll know what to expect. This is that classics like buck. For the most part, it's designed to look like that and fit in scale with those figures. So if you have any of those, you know exactly what you're getting here. But I think this guy is incredible. He is so much fun. Again, I cannot express how happy I am to have this. It's something that I just thought we would never get an updated figure of, and he's here, and he's incredible, and I am so stoked to add him to my collection. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and NECA Batman figures. Also for comparison, Here he is standing next to a reaction Toxie from Super 7 and a vintage Toxie from Playmates. And for even more comparison, here he is standing next to a Classics He-Man from Mattel and Filmation He-Man from Super 7. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Ultimates Toxie from Super 7. And man, in my opinion, Super 7 did an incredible job here simply by bringing us a figure that I thought we would never see again. I absolutely love Toxie and the Toxic Crusaders, and this is an incredible figure. The sculpting, the detailed paint, the accessories are so much fun. This really is the Toxie figure I have wanted since I was a little kid. Now, one thing I do hope is that we can get an entire line of Toxic Crusaders figures, because there really wasn't much of that entire line. It would be so cool to get the other characters, because Toxie is so awesome, so incredible, and a definite must get. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.